Hello everybody and welcome. This is MFL Total Access. This is Terry on one knee, actually doing a little bit better. We'll let you update the people. It was a great weekend of flag football. Unfortunately, you did not see it, but you kept tabs, right?
Like I was refreshing the page and everything. I will be there this Saturday though, because I traded in my crutches for a cane.
Nice.
So I'm able to walk with the help of a cane now.
And you're driving now.
Yeah,
I can't believe that. So we can still do our usual routine in the morning.
Yeah, we can still use the routine in the morning.
Nice. That's impressive for real, Terry. Good on you. Have you been icing it and stuff, or?
Yeah, I iced it a lot the first couple of days. I've been icing it in the last few days.
Okay.
But still I'm waiting to go do more tests to see if any ligament damage. But
fingers crossed.
Yeah. We have to buy our Alouettes tickets right after the show.
Thank you for reminding me. Tell the folks.
Yeah. So MFL page shared a couple of times. We got Alouette tickets. Very good prices. Actually, pretty crazy. And I think it's the home opener.
We have to pay?
Yeah, we have to pay.
We mean you don't get a...
Ask John, but...
yeah.
Well...
Yeah, it's part of the contract.
They're pretty cheap tickets though.
Okay.
And a lot of MFL folks will be going. We'll be there. John will be there. Kevin has a bad excuse. He won't be there. But that's even better. It's like Kevin's not there, so more guys will come.
Yeah, why are you saying it's a bad thing?
Go see on the MFL Facebook page. You'll find the link. And
June
I put a note.
23rd?
Yes.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Against the Rough Riders.
Yeah. Also for our contest, I believe it is the last week. And we have announce a winner next week, and then we're going to restart. It's funny how Dave was hating when I was hating on him, and now since I've been saying nice stuff because he's been playing well, he doesn't comment, and did you see his last comment on YouTube?
It was a period, eh?
Yeah, just to say that he commented something.
It's a comment.
Yeah, 100% it's a comment, but I'm like now I'm actually praising a team, and I gave you guys props for last week, and on top of you guys even won, and he's not saying any nice things. So only when I say bad things, he says bad things. So does he still want me to talk about you guys, or should I just mute myself?
We're not a very forgiving team.
Yeah, I don't know.
We don't forgive and forget. We remember.
I give credit where credit is due, and I just speak the truth when you guys were playing like shit.
Yep.
Which is not the case anymore.
It is not.
How about we start with that in Division 1?
Yeah, great segue, Terry. That was a good game. 34-32. So this game started off with us actually not converting on fourth down. We didn't go 4 and out. We picked up a first down, we made it to the red zone. Gokok defense stood still. I believe we still scored the first TD of the game, if I'm not mistaken.
You did not.
We did not.
So you're mistaken. Yeah.
I'm mistaken.
Were you there?
I was there.
I wasn't there, but you were.
I was there.
Okay.
And yes, that was actually the first TD. Was a nice pass by Dom. So we started with the ball. They started up 7-zip. We responded after that, and really after that, Terry, it was a back and forth game. Honestly, a lot of I feel like you could give a lot of guys the game ball in this one. I think you'd have to give it to Dave, but you could give it to Hensley. Didn't really appear much on the stat sheet, but he did a really good job rushing Dom. A few of Dom's interceptions was because Hensley was doing a great job, containing him, rushing him, taking off his angles. Laurent had a Laurent type game when he had 13 catches, and Dylan had a really good game too. He called a great defensive game plan for us, and he had a really big catch on actually 2. He caught 2 balls on fourth downs, both of them being nice. It was really a team effort there, a tight game throughout because Gokok scored. They were down by 2. We stopped them, and then we got a first down to milk the clock. And Dave, I was like, "Can we call the game?" And Kevin's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Dave, let's call it." He's like, "No, Dave, we're calling it." So we called it.
Why do you not want to?
I don't know. Dave was like, "Yeah, I don't know, let's we'll try this and that." I was like, "Dave, we're calling the game." And Dylan's like, "Dave, we're calling it." He's like, "Okay, let's call it." So we called it.
Nice.
But that was a fun game. It was a really fun game. 34-32. An unusual suspect stepped up for Lake Gokok in this one. I'm not sure if he's the only
Andrew
team.
Grant pick 1?
Yeah, that changed the game. Thanks for mentioning that. That pick 1 changed the game because we won by 2, and it forced Gokok to have to go for 2 at the end to force OT.
Yeah, you guys, because thanks to that, you guys were able to go for 1 on your next touchdown to go up 9.
And it was actually a last man back.
Oh
yes, it was Andrew. It was really cool to see. It was Andrew and Dom, and Andrew just got by Dom, and I thought Dom had it, and Dom held him and got the flag, and we're all screaming last man back. And
good call by the refs there, eh?
Yep, it was a good call by the refs. So we got the point. Good game. I think we played these guys 10 times. Series probably gonna go 5-5, maybe 6-4 for someone.
That's crazy because Dave and Dom both throwing for over 200 yards, 5 touchdowns. Dave, no interceptions.
Yeah, he had a clean game.
I think that's his first game this season with no interceptions.
I believe so.
And that helps you win those tight ones like this on top of the converts, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty exciting game. And with 18 beating Gokok right now, looking at the standings, we have 4 teams with at least 2 losses already.
Yeah.
Centurions, we'll talk about their game the only undefeated team.
Yeah.
Who would have thought Div 1 would have been playing out like this 3-4 games in, eh?
Very surprising. I guess I'll throw you on the spot right now. More surprised about Holy Trollers 1 and 2 start or Les Centurions 4-0 start?
Let's see who Trollers played. I think that's a good question, huh?
Yeah, it is. Oh, thank you. No, you not. Don't look. Okay, you look at the schedule, but let's say you didn't know the schedule. If I just tell you that Centurions are 4-0 or Holy Trollers are 1 and 2, what's more surprising?
It's not a knock on Centurions. I knew they were a very good team, but I think the 4-0 is surprising.
Yeah.
Given the fact that no other team has more than 2 wins in the standings.
I'd agree with that.
I think just given that, Holy Trollers have had up and down years and have had slow starts and have got it together by mid-season and marched into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Whereas Centurions have been that D2 team that came up to D1, showed the D1 teams that they could compete, but kind of always had the short end at the end of it, right? You know, kind of that 500 team that would win the games they should win and then lose the games they should lose.
Totally.
Kind of thing. So it's not a knock on them that I'm saying I'm surprised that they're 4-0. Just that right now they're kind of the only powerhouse in D1, right? They're the clear-cut number 1 in D1. And
100%.
it's more so that I thought we'd have a 1A, 1B, or even a 1A, 1B, 1C at this point.
Yeah.
And we have a 1 and then 2A, 2B, 2C, 2D kind of, right?
It's so true. I agree with you. And I think that I also say more surprised with Centurions. I think if Trollers continue down this path, that may be a different story. Where if Trollers end up finish they go 1 and 3, 1 and 4, that's different. But now 1 and 2, they've only played 3 games. I expect them to kind of get it together. But yeah, I didn't see that game because I was at Le Bear. That game was at the other park, which is called
Arthur Terrien.
That one. So Jeff and I went to Subway, and Jeff's like, "Bro, did you see the score in the game?" I said, "No," and I checked. It was 40-39. What a shootout!
Yeah.
And I think we all picked Holy Trollers in that one.
There's a lot of games where we all picked the wrong
This has not been the year for picks.
Oh my god! I think there's at least 4 or 5 games where we all picked the wrong team.
I think Kevin's in first with 52%. I'm exaggerating, but it's not going that well.
Yeah, this game was tied at 26 at half. And then Centurions winning it 40-39 on a 4th down touchdown by Gabriel Archambault to Simon Drolet with just over 2 minutes, and then getting the 1 point take the lead.
You know what we call that? Ice in my veins. Called clutch. Need that clutch factor.
Yeah, and then what happened at the end? Well, the last 2 plays, Max got sacked and threw a pick as he was driving with the last.
Sam Collette.
Yeah.
Very, very impressive win by the Centurions.
Because I think, I don't remember if we said it or we predicted it or if we spoke about it off air. We kind of said it's for sure going to be a tight game.
Yeah.
But if it's low scoring, it kind of advantages Centurions. Where if it be a high scoring, 79-point game, I tell you it's a 1-point game, 79 points were scored, you would have probably said, I'm going with Trollers in this game, right?
100%.
And Centurions are not only showing us that they have the defense, they're also showing that they have the offense to compete with teams in an offensive shootout like this, which bodes well for them because the next opponent also scores a lot of points, the Outlaws.
Yep. That's true.
Simon Drolet coming up big in this game. 10 catches, 104 yards, 2 touchdowns. Max throwing for 300 yards and 6 touchdowns in the feed. I think I looked at halftime at the game, play-by-play, the box score.
Yeah.
And I think the both quarterbacks had almost identical stats, and they finished almost identical stats also.
Well, look, it was 3 converts to 4 converts, where it literally with the Div 1 and teams so evenly matched, it comes down to converts.
Both teams choosing to go for that 1 point.
Good to see Josh Levine back in his old days, right? Getting those 3 TDs. I like that. 9 catches. 99. A convert. I was talking about it with Jaff, okay, and he was like, I'm not sure you'll be able to see this on air because usually I'm a nice-ish guy, but right now we would say Centurions are number 1 in the power rankings. Are they the favorites? If we're doing power rankings...
What does the off-air part have to do?
No, because he was like, you won't, because I still don't think Centurions are favorites to win it all.
Okay.
And that's what I was telling Jaff. And he was kind of like, yeah, well, I'm not sure you'll be able to see that on air. And
he's not sure you would have been able to see it on air? Why not?
I guess because, I would say who's favored, but not say a team's not favored, because that's, seen as a knock.
He's saying you're, too nice to say that Centurions are not the favorite.
Exactly, yeah.
You just said it.
I did.
So you're proving Jaff wrong.
Actually, I usually do.
I get what you're saying, because it kind of goes to what we were saying in, how come we're surprised in Centurions being like that, but, right now, if I had to bet money, it'd be hard not to bet for Centurions. Yes, Outlaws, Trollers, Gold Cook, and even A-Team at times have shown firepower that surpasses what we've seen from Centurions. But right now, they're the team that's by far playing the most consistent football, has won all of their games, have done everything right offensively, defensively, and yes, they have another test playing against the Outlaws, defending champs. But I don't think I view that game as a measuring stick for them. I think they already measure themselves and like they are the top team right now.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they still have 6 games left.
Yeah.
This answer could change like week in, week out, right? We're
100%.
talking about it right now. Episode 6, like episode 6, right?
I think so. You're better at knowing that. I think 6. Maybe
Episode
7.
6, yeah. Outlaws played 3 games. Gold Cook and Controllers also have played 3 games. So, but Centurions have at least double of all those wins, right? Like Centurions right now have as many wins as Outlaws, Gold Cook, and Trollers combined.
Right, and this is very impressive. And like Centurions have beaten A-Team, they've beaten Gold Cook, they've beaten Holy Trollers, and beaten Bitter Boys. So they have yet to play you guys.
Yeah. So when you say that a team is number 1 in your power rankings, it's clearly they're number 1 in your power rankings, but doesn't that mean they're your favorites? Or you're just like, if the playoffs started tomorrow, would they be your favorites? Or because you're projecting 6 weeks down the line, that's why they're not your favorites, because you know that stuff will go down?
Good question. If my playoffs start tomorrow, I don't think I would have Centurions as my favorites, even though I'd have them as the number 1 seed.
But doesn't that
No, but the thing is, like, you can't really have... In other words, I'd say that the first round of the playoffs, there would be an upset. Like, if you want to see Centurions as the number 1, I see there'd be an upset in the first round.
But if you're saying there's an upset, you're also saying they're the favorites. Because to be upsetted, you need to be the favorite.
Yeah, but I'm saying, based on power rankings, yes, if that makes sense.
It doesn't make sense at all.
Like, no, because if you look at Centurions, they're 4-0, okay?
Yeah.
So...
Let's say playoffs started tomorrow. They're number 1 in your power ranking.
Yes.
They have the 1 seed.
Yes.
They're playing the Gold Cook.
Yes.
You're telling me Gold Cook will upset.
No, I would take Centurions over Gold Cook.
Okay.
If that was the matchup.
Okay.
But let's say...
And then they'd play the winner of Outlaws and A-Team in the finals.
I say if you guys were to beat us, I would pick you guys to win that finals matchup.
But we don't know who's going to win the semifinals.
Correct. But
going into the playoffs, you would still say Outlaws are the favorites right now. Even though they're not even ranked 1 in your power rankings.
Yeah.
So define a power ranking to you.
Power ranking is not necessarily... I don't think it's where you think they are. You have to base it on matchups that happened in the last few weeks. Like, even if a team... Like, I don't think you could... If both teams are 3-0, and... let's say both teams are 3-1, and one 3-1 team beat another 3-1 team, they have to automatically be ahead of the other team.
Agreed. So they would be the favorite in that case over the other team?
Well, they would... I don't know if they'd be the favorite, because, like, I'd say if these teams play against each other again, maybe the other team would win. That's what I mean. Like, I think if Holy Trollers and Centurions play tomorrow, Trollers will win that game. That's what I'm saying.
Repeat that.
If this Saturday, Trollers played Centurions, yes, I think Trollers will win that game.
Okay. But you'd still play Centurions over Trollers in your power rank.
Right, because I'd have to.
Okay, you think they will win it, or you think they could win it?
I think they would win it.
You'd pick...
I'd pick Trollers. It'd be a toss-up, but if I had to pick, I'd pick Trollers. Like, but I'm saying this in the sense that, like, it's exciting. Okay. Like, we haven't had talk of this in a while.
Let's not talk about this for another while, because...
Centurions use as motivation. I love you guys. You guys are great. You guys are pleasantly surprising me. Yeah. Keep up the good work.
Let's quickly talk about Outlaws Bitter Boys. I just want to shout out a couple of guys. Ariel getting the ball touching his hands 3 times, getting a touchdown and 2 pick sixes. A 45-yard touchdown and 2 picks for 6 each one.
So every time he touched the ball, he scored.
Yeah. That's like...
pretty good ratio.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's all I wanted to say about this. AJ Gomes, 6 for 60, 2 touchdowns. I think JS has to really limit those interceptions, right? Because it was a 28-point game, but he threw 4 interceptions and 3 pick sixes. So, yeah.
Because it looked like when I looked over that Bitter Boys defensively were doing fairly well. Like, they had sacked Dad a few times. He'd thrown a pick. Obviously, he finished with a really good stat line. Steve did. But, like, Bitter Boys didn't seem to be completely outmatched in this one. At least there were times where it felt like it was a close game. I was playing right next, like, the field next door, so I didn't really know what the score was at times.
22 points were scored off of... 22 direct points were scored off, like, pick sixes.
Right.
With the converts. That doesn't account for the pick and then scoring. So, like, right there, that's 22 out of the 28
point difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a lot. Move to D2.
Okay.
Another Outlaws team to cover there.
Yeah, that is true.
I'm sure it'll be your pleasure to talk about them in D2.
Well, I picked Red Zone.
Because you knew Steve wasn't throwing.
Well, I mean, who knows why I picked
Outlaws were also up 20-19 at half. And this was Nick's almost first game in a while. And he pretty much balled out. 25 for 35, 267, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. Those are stats that usually you win a game with.
Yeah, 100%.
Josh also balling out. Josh going for over 200 yards in his 2 games.
My man.
7 for 103 and a touchdown. But I think this was the Mike Roy show. 28 for 40, 321, 7 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Those are also stats that you for sure win a game with.
Oh, yeah. Like, if you lose a game like that, then, I mean, there's either something wrong or...
And he has pretty good ball distribution. 3 receivers with over 70 yards and 4 different receivers with a touchdown.
I'd go as far as saying this is a game that Red Zone needed to win.
100%.
Needed to win.
Yeah.
Not to save the season, but maybe to convince themselves that, okay, like, we're okay.
Yeah.
Like, the ship isn't sinking just yet.
Yeah, because we think last week we kind of said we had Iron Wolves and Étonnante on a tier on their own, and then we had, like, Outlaws, Red Zone, and Marvels kind of in between. So there's always going to be one team outside looking in. I think Red Zone was that team at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And beating an Outlaws team who already had a loss on their schedule,
Resume,
helps them out now to, like, they have that head-to-head for now. And now Marvels are the team that's on the outside looking in.
That's going to... Man, that will come down to the last week. There's no way before the last week we'll know the 4 teams that make the playoffs.
Who knows? Maybe we will.
I'd be shocked. Not surprised. Shocked.
I see in our chat, John just asked for bold prediction. Is predicting a nice TD win bold enough?
Yes.
Or too bold? I think that exceeds bold prediction type worthy. Like that's not even on like
that's
the
like,
spectrum of bold
like
prediction.
Bold, like hot.
No, that's like saying like we're not gonna play football on Saturday. Like
yeah, and that by the time we come back and play football, that pigs will be flying upside down.
Yeah.
In the air. No, but wait. Let's continue talking about that quickly.
Which nice he's getting a win?
No, but I'm positive that before the last week of the season we won't know the 4 teams clinched. We may know like 3 of the 4, but there's no way we're gonna know all 4 teams before the last week of the season. How?
What if they're all on bye week the last week of the season?
Okay, that's a loophole.
Well, on the last week of the season, we have Outlaws, Iron Wolves are already going to have played all their 10 games. And then we'll have the Marvels playing Niceties and Red Zone playing Étonnante. So I can see that it could very well be a win and you're in for Marvels, a must win for Red Zone.
I don't think we'll know.
I tend to agree with you.
Yeah.
I think there's more chances of that. But just for the fun of the show, I'll say that it won't be the case.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. So
that'll be a good one. Red Zone 10 owned.
Let's talk about the Iron Wolves Marvels game because I want to know Marvels are 1-2 right now. Should they be worried?
No, I don't think they should. Well, their 2 losses are against us and the Iron Wolves.
Their 2 losses are against you and the Iron Wolves?
No, us, the Iron Wolves. And I'd say we're a fairly good team. We're one of the favorites in the division. So, no. The Marvels had a good game. It was a good game. There's something of turning points in the game. There was a lot of, good plays made in the game. Max played well. Iron Wolves offensively played well. John threw 2 uncharacteristic interceptions in that game. Both intercepted by Tamine, if I'm not mistaken. Good weapon on both sides of the ball for them. Yeah, again, this came down to the wire. It was we scored. It was very similar to the Tenant game that we had just lost.
You got a false start on a convert?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I did it on purpose because I got the convert the next play.
Why'd you do it on purpose?
I didn't do it on purpose. I just said I did. You know what's so funny? I got a false start. Because didn't get the convert. And then John was like, wait a minute. False starts before the play.
Who said that?
John.
Okay, who?
Steve.
Okay.
Steve was reffing. And so we let the play go. We threw an incomplete pass. And then John's like, no, wait, but is it a false start?
You kind of played as if it was an offside, basically.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. So then we got to redo it.
Okay. But then you redid it from 10 for 1.
Yeah, exactly. We got it to be up by 6. And then
You guys originally went for 1?
Yeah, we went for 1. And then they got the ball back with about under a minute.
And Max once again sacked and intercepted on that last drive, but obviously less than a minute. He's going hurry-up mode.
The last play, it was a last play of the game. The pick was the last play. It was a Hail Mary.
Last play? You don't want to bat it down?
It's so funny you said that. The ball, literally this is what happened verbatim. The ball was in the air. I was screaming, bat it down. And it came to me and I just caught it. Because if you bat it down and it hits off someone, there was too many marbles around, so I just wanted to catch it. So I caught it, whatever. Simon made me laugh. Yeah, I guess.
Why Simon made you laugh?
Because he was screaming bat it down the whole time, and then he ended up catching it. It was a really
watching the game?
Yeah, he was. Quite a few people watching the game. Good fans watching. Curran was watching the game with the Mimosa crew. Big fan. Yeah. Like, defense stepped up when needed to for both teams. Like, 32-26 seems like a high scoring game. It was. But I think these teams are very evenly matched. So, no, I wouldn't be worried for the Marvels just yet.
Can you unbiasedly tell me who's your 1A and 1B between Tannant and Arnold's at this point right now?
Yeah, I would say Tannant are 1A.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you saying it because you don't want the target on your back?
No,
or?
because they beat us last. I think if we beat them last, I'd put us at 1A.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that means based on your power rankings and all the BS said before, if you guys play against each other, they're going to lose, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if we play in the playoffs, they would have to. But yeah, I would say, what would you say? I mean, they also have a better... Didn't they play a game more than us?
Yeah, they have one extra game. That's why I'm looking at the points per game and points against per game. And, like, they clearly have the offense. They just played the ACDs and won by 51 points, right? So that obviously helps your differentials. They've won 4 straight games, beating Red Zone, Outlaws, and you guys. They haven't shown that inconsistency that they've shown in years past, right? Like, I think I'd say, I don't know. It's close. It's really a coin flip for me, right? Yeah. Yeah, who you guys playing against? They're playing next season again next week, and you're playing Red Zone.
Yeah, we're playing Red Zone. Marvel's Outlaws, and they see sent out. Yeah, so no, that's cool. No D2 teams on a bye. But if you had to pick power ranking, who's at 1?
Like, okay.
You gotta give me an answer. You can't be saying this to me depends this.
Yeah.
Depends that. Like, it's tough to do this.
I think if you guys play tomorrow in the playoffs, I give the slight edge to Iron Wolves on a 1-point game on either on converts and overtime. Because I just think of the experience and the way John has so many more seasons under his belt than Vincent Dion. Vincent Dion's a great quarterback, but I just think that, like, if I had to pick one of them making a mistake, I would say John would not make the mistake. But, like, again, Tannant have 5 more games left. You guys have 6. I also think that the addition of DeMario, James DeMario on the back end on that defense is really, really hard to throw against. So, yeah, I think I'd give the slight edge to Iron Wolves right now. But, like you said, they beat you the most recently. It was a back-and-forth game. It could have went either way.
Yeah.
If I had to predict the D2 finals right now, I'd be like Tannant Iron Wolves.
Fair. Shout out to DeMario. He didn't play. He was hurt, but he came to watch our game against Marvels.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is he getting better?
Yeah. I think he's good to go next week.
Division 3?
Yep.
Got a new quarterback leading Thunder Buddies?
We do. Artie's pretty good. Yeah.
It was I was following this game like literally every second, and it was like 6-0 till the last play of the first half, and I'm like, wow, like the offense is slow, but the defense is playing great.
Yeah.
Then I saw JS subbing for Old School, and I'm like, damn, okay, like that's D1 quarterback playing in D3. Like it's a real deal. Like, our defense has to actually step up. Thankfully, we got Small Valley Cat continuing the interception streak, who, is leading Division 3 in interceptions with 1 game less than everyone else.
No way.
Yeah. So we have 4 guys tied at 4 interceptions.
Yeah.
2 have 4 games played. 1 has 5 games played. And Simone only has 3 games played. Is that Trevon Diggs type shit or what?
Bro, for real, it's a good call. I always say more Xavier Howard type stuff. And he doesn't play defense all the time.
No. He literally plays a drive or 2 a game to get that pick, and that's it.
Kind of like that closer. Let's keep it going. I'd say, like, if we look into, like, the ESPN math in this, the percentage he's on the field, he gets to pick, like, 30% of the drives he's on. Which is nuts.
Yeah. Probably more.
Yeah, really.
Because your math is probably off.
Good stuff.
So you going 29 for 40, 245, 5 tutties, and 1 interception.
It was a very nice interception, too. No, I swear, like, it was a one-handed pick.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It wasn't a good decision by me, but it was a very nice interception by Jonathan Reeves, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have much to say because I didn't watch the game.
It was a slow start for us. We were up 6-0. We didn't convert on fourths. He gave me shit. And then after that, like literally after he gave me crap, like it was then the offense went perfect. Like I read the field. I was throwing in my first reads basically the whole time. And yeah, really, Rob White balled out in this game.
6 for 80, a touchdown.
6 for 80, a touchdown, a big catch on fourth down, a catch on a wheel. But really,
an interception on defense as well.
Game ball goes to the defense. Jaff got an interception in the red zone. Simon got an interception in the red zone. Rob got an interception late in the game. The game was basically over at that point, but like to seal it. And yeah, like offensively, Rob played really well. Jaff had a ton of catches. Dave was really used more at the end of the game. Was great having Dad calling plays. And Simon too. Simon had 10 catches too. So
Simon,
2 TDs.
Playing the slot or the wide?
Wide. Snap.
Oh, because Mustafa
wasn't there.
Yeah, I got mixed up because Mustafa had some stats.
No.
Mixed him up with Rosalie or something.
Moose wasn't there. But yeah, good game for us. Glad we were able to get the win for you. Old school, see what happens. Daik should be back next week. He wasn't there. He was watching though.
Injured?
Yeah, basically he should be good to go.
Did you see any other D3 games?
Yes, I reffed Manitoba Boys Iron Wolves.
Let's talk about that one.
63-27. 2 things. 1. Leon was like a 5-year-old kid waking up on Christmas morning. He was ecstatic. He was in his zone. Big smile on his face. Like he was living the life.
Was this coming out party?
It was. He scored a TD. He's like, you guys forgot about me. Y'all forgot about me.
Talking to you?
Well, I was I was roughing them. I was like, no, we didn't forget about you, man. But yeah, this was like a picture perfect game for Manitoba Boys. Like this roster is very strong. Like also the second thing I was gonna say, Lazar. I'm not gonna try and pronounce that last name. Is the new up and coming star in MFL. He had a touchdown in this game. I believe he had 3 picks. And he played for another team in Division 4.
Yeah.
Black Diamonds.
Yeah.
He had a crazy game in that one too.
He's on Black Diamonds? Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if he's on that team, but he played really well for Black Diamonds against the weakest link. He balled out. He had a great weekend in D3 and in D4. So watch out for his name, Lazar. Super tall guy, runs really good routes. Great receiver and great defender. So he's going to be someone you got to keep an eye out for. But this Manitoba Boys squad is like, they got Nico, they got Rich, they got Lazar, they got Leon at quarterback. I'm definitely missing a few guys that also balled out in that game. Alexander, yes, exactly. Bro, how can I forget him? 5 catches, 107 yards, 3 TDs. This was a very impressive win by Manitoba Boys. 63 points. That could be the highest in MFL this year.
37 at the half, like, wow.
It was
16 passes, completed passes, and 9 touchdowns.
It was so weird.
Was it just bomb after bomb, or I see 3 guys with over 21 average?
Yeah, they couldn't stop the deep ball.
Your boys, Kareem and Iggy.
Yeah, it's because they were playing. Iggy ended up having to quarterback in this game, actually.
What happened to John?
John was kind of tired from the game before because we just played with Iron Wolves. But yeah, Kareem had a big game offensively, 9 catches, 94 yards, 2 TDs. Him and Iggy had that connection going. But defensively, yeah, the Iron Wolves got it. Like, they need... Like
Kareem balled out in this game, eh?
That's literally what I just said. 9 catches, 94 yards, and 2 TDs.
Sorry, I zoned out there.
Yeah, no surprising. But we talk about Iron Wolves, and defensively, like, they need a safety. Like, Kareem can play safety, Iggy can play safety.
Well, they are missing Marvin on that team, right?
That's what I mean. I was saying, like, having Marvin there would be like, they wouldn't have won this game, but like that would be kind of the type of guy that they need to play that safety position. Yeah, it was just surprising. Like, Leon was having like everything he wanted, and it was like backyard football. It was literally backyard football for Leon. He would get on his chair, go on, throw a TD pass, get back on his chair, drink some Gatorade, and it was a walk in the park for them.
And I think we all picked Arnold's, right?
We did, but I don't see Manitoba Boys losing many games this year.
Well, they've already lost a couple, no?
Which is surprising. I don't know if they didn't have had roster issues.
Well, they lost to the Agerbom and Idaho, who were both undefeated.
But still, the score, like, can you just pull up that score? Idaho, they scored 6 points against Idaho in that one, 26-6. Like, and if you go stats, and if you go down, you see, like, Lazar wasn't there that game. Like that's probably a big thing. But Leon's still quarterbacked. I think right now they're just in rhythm. They're a hot team. Manitoba boys.
Another game that caught my attention was Jagerbomb beating up on Idaho 40-19 when it was tied at 12 at half. I saw 12-12 tied at half. I saw both quarterbacks having identical stats. I'm like, wow, like this is what we had. This is what we thought how the game was gonna go down, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then tale of two halves. Jagerbomb scoring 28 points. Idaho only scoring 7 in that second half. Did you see any of this game or hear anything about it?
Literally nothing.
Okay, so we're only gonna speculate now.
Yeah, 100% is what we do best.
Is Idaho not on the level we thought they were, or is
I'm
it just
glad you
a
asked that
bad
question.
second
I
half?
was going to ask you that. You're allowed a slip up, and they had one half of a slip up. So I'd say for now, it's chill. Jagerbomb's a very good team, arguably the best team in Division 3. I think they can compete at this level. I think if they play this game 10 times, I would still pick Jagerbomb probably 7 to 8 times.
I think before this game we were saying it was 5-5 or 6-4, right?
Yeah, I think you were, because I picked Jagerbomb in this one. I'm still high on Jagerbomb. Nothing against Idaho. Yeah, I just think like Jagerbomb's on a different level.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Let's see who they play next week. Jagerbomb going up against Les Panaches,
Panache.
and Idaho playing the Chiefs.
That'll be a good one. I think Brady has a good game. He didn't have a terrible game right against Jagerbomb. Is he still front runner to win QB of the year in Div 3?
Most probably.
Yeah.
I don't think one bad game or one bad half.
Fair.
But I mean, Simon was I think catching up now with this, especially this game. I think he missed a game. Let's take a look at that. That's a great question. Like he only threw one interception in this game, right? And it's probably like his third interception of the season.
Brady, yeah.
Going to pass.
Shoot, the Chesney balled out.
Oh, it was actually a 6. So, wow, Simon Chen 21-1 TD to interception ratio is pretty crazy.
Wow.
But Brady almost 1,000 yards through 5 games.
That's solid.
Yeah, I mean, he has the game in hand right now, but I'd still say he's the front runner. Small and Leon obviously closed the gap a little bit. We have Felix up there also. But I still say he's number 1 right now.
I agree with that. Sticking with D3, Terry, surprised by Ben putting up 45 against Average Joe's?
Oh, yes. I mean,
I'll double yes that.
more so surprised that Average Joe's losing this game.
Yeah.
But actually, yeah, like, one, I thought Average Joe's have the offensive power to go in a high-scoring game and follow. And also, having played them the last time I played, they also had the defense to not give up 45. Like, that defense was legit against us, right? Like, it was hard to score and even move the ball against them. And props to David Michaud and that offense for putting up 45. Well, I mean, Jason also threw 4 picks.
Yeah.
Which was maybe... did he throw any against us in that game? No. Or 1? Yeah, 1 to Simon probably.
Yeah, 1 to Simon, exactly.
Yeah, maybe Jason throwing those 4 picks, giving Bin short field, whereas Bin only throwing 1 pick. Maybe the Bin defense was the difference in helping that offense put up those 45 points, right? But yeah, like it's crazy that this Average Joe team threw 4 picks and Jason still put up 38 points,
that's
right?
crazy, yeah. Seriously, did he rush for a TD? Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
My man. Are we talking enough about Bin?
Well, they're
They beat
pretty
some good
inconsistent
teams.
team,
Yeah,
right?
they are inconsistent, but they beat some good teams.
I mean, the 1 to 2 times I saw them play was their win against Iron Wolves, who they only showed up in the last 10 minutes.
Right, yes, we refed that game together.
And then I refed their game against Les Panaches, where they didn't show up at all for the whole game.
Right. So they've had buys, right? They had
they went through both of their buys. So
okay,
I guess the next 2 games against Manitoba Boys and Idaho are going to tell us if we talk enough about them or not, right?
that's gonna be a good one. Damn.
But yeah, like this team, I think I picked them to win against Les Panaches, and I refed that game. And firsthand, I saw that like they were just off. And then I didn't see this game, but putting up 45 points against Average Joe's, like you deserve some props, right?
Kind of wish I saw that game. On that note, I think we have to have a talk with John. We have to have all the games at the same field, bro.
So do you want to play in mud, or do you want to play with a goalpost in the middle of the field?
I'm down for either as long as we're all playing together. It's just that the vibe is different.
Okay.
I'd rather.
You can't have everything. Like people were, you
Can
wanted
I
better.
be eat it too?
You wanted better field conditions. We gave you better field conditions.
I would take this. Touche. You can't have your cake and eat it too. I would take being a bunch of people.
You're not gonna eat it?
My dad always asked me that question. I guess just for decoration. But I would take the people there to play on Mud.
Okay. I'm sure you're in a minority for that.
Debatable. Yeah, debatable.
Okay.
Are all so this whole rest of the season? That's how it's gonna go?
Yeah.
I thought I'd talk with John.
We can look into maybe having 3 fields at Arthur Terrien and 1 at Lebert, but at that point, people are playing Lebert are going to be all alone, right?
Yeah.
So it's not any better. At least 2 and 2, you have like same amount of crowd in both.
True. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, if you find us a park where we could have 4 fields, we'll gladly do that, right? But right now, it's not the case, right? We can't set up 4 fields at Arthur Terrien, and if we set up 4 fields at Lebert, we're not going to play there in the fall.
What if we play at Lebert this year and Terrien in fall?
We can't set up 4 fields in Terrien in the fall.
You can't?
No. The last week where we had 3, the week that we weren't playing at Lebert, remember that like we had 3, and even there was like the goalpost that was super close to 1 field. So we could set up a 4th theoretically if we have both fields going this way with the goalpost in the middle.
Well, just be an extra defender. I don't see anything wrong with that.
So yeah, any other...
What were we talking about?
Les Bin.
Keep eating. They're doing well.
Anything else in D3? Before we move on to D4?
Ludwig was back. Surprisingly, they lost 21-20.
Well, that game's actually in review right now.
Oh.
Because
And I didn't know this because...
you're not part of any committee that makes decisions.
Alrighty.
If you go into the roster, you can see that Jackrabbits actually busted the cap.
Is that Phil played with them?
Yeah,
and
they have
Mike
Phil
Roy?
Farron and Mike Roy
okay,
played with
okay.
them. And they had another sub also. So they won this game by 1. As of right now, I guess when this episode is going to be published, we'll know who won. Probably at the end of filming this episode, we'll know.
Yeah.
But as of right now, it's being looked into.
Okay.
So make sure you're under the captain when you
Yes.
get subs, especially the caliber of Mike Roy and Phil Farron,
For real.
who both played fairly well in this game.
Yeah, they did.
Um,
Panache Chiefs, good game. 32-31.
that was also a forfeit.
What?
Chiefs did not have enough players to show up, so there's a bunch of subs that played for Chiefs in this game.
Oh, so Panache won anyways.
Yeah, by forfeit, yeah. So
Okay.
the score stayed the same, but yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. Any...
Check those cap regulations. I know we promised to have them years before, and they just got implemented recently, but check those caps. Don't want to have games forfeited. That's tough.
Yeah. So D4?
Yeah, let's go.
Whoops. That's not D4.
D4. What did I see in D4?
Let's talk about this.
Sure, that was surprising. For those of you who were looking at Flamingos beating Phoenix 33-6.
I picked Phoenix in D4. I picked against Phoenix in D5. The opposite happened.
Same. Kevin did it on purpose.
He did it on purpose. That's why he's winning. He gives 0-2 and he doesn't get to pick his games.
Yeah. I think he benched himself in this game.
You think so?
Yeah, because I think Rob... Yeah, Rob
I'll ask
had
him right
8
now.
passes. Rob threw 8 passes. Kevin having a really bad stat line. If you want to check it, go check. I'm not going to say that on air. Didn't complete many passes. It was funny. We were talking after he was complaining about the win.
He completed... didn't complete many?
He didn't complete many to his team. Is that what you want to say? Yeah. He didn't complete many passes
a couple
to his team.
the other team.
A lot of his passes ended up being caught, but just not all by his own team. He was complaining about the wind.
Willie with 2 picks.
I did? I
Not
played
you.
that game.
Not you.
Oh. Hey, I like that. Actually, Willie?
Yeah, Willie.
That's so cool. Yo, DM me, bro. We'll talk. That's a cool name.
Yeah, playing about the wind, but like at halftime you switch sides, so you should have the wind with him at that point, right?
Yeah. It was actually, the wind was bananas. I think, this was the most ever the wind affected MFL since I've been playing.
Really?
Yeah, really.
It's that
It was like, beep. It's like a curveball.
Didn't seem to affect Dimitri very much.
Baller.
Yeah.
I told him I came back from Subway and I was like, bro, you balling.
He didn't even rush.
When you got an arm like that, sometimes you don't go to rush.
So what other game did you were gonna say? Black Diamond.
I score kept that game. The weakest
and you
link.
score kept pretty well, eh? Apparently,
I
heard.
did.
Good job. Probably,
I made 2 mistakes.
that's a lot less than you usually make.
Yeah, I'd say that's.
Did you correct the mistakes?
Yeah, John did.
So you realized you made the mistakes.
Yeah, I did.
That's great.
Thank you, but I have trouble putting in penalties. I never put penalties in.
Okay, you should start
Yeah,
learning how to.
but the player's thanking me, right? So it looks like they have no penalties. But in this game, Black Diamonds. Okay, so I guess it was a sub. Eli quarterbacked. That man can throw the ball. No, it wasn't Eli Manning. It was not the guy that's beaten the Patriots twice in the Super Bowl. A different guy. Played like Eli Manning, though. Was slinging that ball like ain't nobody's business. It was a really tight spiral. I was impressed with how Marvin played, too. I know his stats don't look great.
Yeah.
He was asking me after the game what he can improve on. And I guess for, like, all those guys, like, even myself, I have to improve on, too, is, like, quarterbacks just starting is try and plant your feet. It's so easy to, like, run and, like, just want to throw on the run because you see someone open and you get cheated. But, like, you really have to sit, plant your feet, and then make that throw. Because it's super tough to throw on the run.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, 100%.
Like,
and you don't realize it when you're releasing the ball because your arm is making the same movement.
Right.
But when the ball releases, you see the ball floating.
Yeah, exactly.
And being weaker and someone easily undercutting it. Whereas if you plant your feet, at worst, it'll be an incomplete pass.
Yeah. So that was the tip I had for Marvin. Like, he played pretty well in that game. Was a good leader for them. Got a pick on defense. Actually, a really nice one.
One hand or body?
He used his two hands. It was like cast in hand. It was pretty impressive. This was a good game. The weakest link were winning at one point, I believe. Black Diamonds ended up coming back, and it was that game that, if you go to the stats in that one, it was...
Your boy Lazar?
Yeah, Lazar, 2 catches, 61 yards. Those 2 catches, Marvin's like, Lazar's like, he just chucked it as high as he could.
How tall is he?
I'd say 6'5" at least.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's tall.
He's tall. He can play ball. And... this was just a really good game overall. Marvin rushed when he had to, and it looks like a low-scoring game, but I want to say both defenses played pretty well. And we have an interview about Black Diamonds.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So good thing I just told you that because you're going to add that in. Funny interview at the end. I will send it to you. Please remind me. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm recording. Just do whatever you want now.
Okay.
I don't know why you're standing like it's Team Big Show. Really,
I'm here with the Black Diamonds. Started the season off 0-1. Back-to-back wins. You guys are 2-1. How does it feel?
Good.
What do you have to say on that win? Impressive win. Thanks, man. Any comments?
Shout out to Eli.
Yeah, Eli. Well, we're back up. Shout out to Carlos.
He's calling his agent business.
Yeah. How he do? He make great catches. Michael, he make a good progression. we can't talk about those guys. Shot man, pick 6 man, and the catch man, TDs.
You guys doing the same thing next week?
Yeah, sure.
You're here first, folks. Black Diamonds.
You want to comment on the interview besides saying it's funny?
There was people laughing, which is funny. It was a little chaotic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you try to do better next time?
No, but chaos is fun. Like, it's what makes MFL.
Another game where all 4 of us picked wrong. Serial Killers Sooners 45. When we pick 4 Sooners, they lose. When we pick against them, they win. Expecting a lot more points in this one also.
You know what's funny? I think on air I picked Serial Killers. No, and then I switched.
No, in your picks you picked Serial Killers. Oh, but on air you probably picked Sooners.
Sorry, my apologies. Yes, I picked Sooners on air.
And why'd you switch? Trying to get too cute?
It's hard to get cuter than this. But I think
Are
that
you
I was...
smacking yourself?
I'm just thinking. I think that, I just thought the Sooners had a bad game the week before, and I was like, you know what, they're not going to win this. But they did.
So you initially had faith in them, and then you decided to change your pick?
I did.
Trust your gut next time?
Yeah, good call. So was last week just a fluke for Sooners 45?
Probably. Well, they also got a pick 6 in this game, so it's not to say their offense played great, scoring only 12 points, because they got a 2-point conversion on that pick 6.
They got a 2-point conversion on that pick 6.
They got the 2-point conversion.
Like, the offense got the 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm saying they never got the pick 6. They wouldn't have gotten those 2 points
touche.
also. They also got a second pick 6.
What?
Yeah, they got 2 pick 6 in this game. Sooners 45 got 2 pick 6 in this game. So they scored 14 out of the 20 picks, 20 points
on defense.
Yeah. Now the page not loading because I believe Kaio has a lot of pick 6s for this team.
Sooners 45. And usually you look at the Oklahoma Sooners, it's the opposite. Like, if they can hold the team to under 50 points, it's a win. Right? Like, they're winning games 52-51.
Pretty much, eh?
Good to see Sooners 45 bounce back. Because that was, like, for me, like I said last week, that was a shocking loss against Les Bouchers the way they lost. Serial Killers, not too worried about them. Would have liked to see them win this game, but I do think Sooners 45 are still a pretty good team, so I'll give you a slight pass.
So Kaio, I hope I'm pronouncing his name wrong, but Kaio?
Kyle, yeah, that sounds
In
good.
3 games, has 4 picks, all for 6. So like, if this guy picking you off, he's taking it back for 6. Kind of like Ariel. He's the Ariel at D4.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. So Sooners got to talk about that offense. You can't like Sooners 45. You got to put up 45 points a game.
Yeah, good call. I like that. For sure. The 89 yards only for Diego. A bit surprising because, I mean, the game that I refed, the game I score kept, they played against Sour Peeps, and Sour Peeps are struggling this year. But they just looked like they were in sync on the offensive side of the ball, were Sooners 45.
Wow, James Newman getting 2 sacks and a pick 6. So if that pick 6 is in the rusher position, that'd be hella impressive.
Good stuff, Newman.
But even if it's not, it's still super impressive.
Good stuff either way. Pick 6 is a pick 6 either way.
Diego running 11 times for 75 yards. Yes, I guess he did enough to get the win, right?
Mm-hmm. What do you think of serial killers? You realize like the fact that they like switch quarterbacks, like they change like shoes?
They switch that often?
Yeah.
Was it because their quarterback was missing?
No, usually during games they'll switch quarterbacks, but this time George threw.
Wait, serial killers switch during games?
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah, they
Sooners are the ones that have like the
Yeah.
wild card plays.
So do serial killers.
I think serial killers always had the same quarterback besides one game when George wasn't there and Samar played.
I think you're mistaken. But Sam did really well on the offensive side of the ball for them this week. Unfortunately, was still not enough to get them to win. They're sitting at 2-2. Serial killers. I think big game coming up for this week against Canal Club.
So in their first game, only George threw. In their second game,
Yeah, there you
Tyler
go.
came in for 1 drive.
2 guys. Well, maybe 2 drives. You never know.
And then in the third game, only 1 guy threw
But see, it's a different guy.
because their main guy was not there.
Well, he could have been there and just been watching the game. You never know. Point is, different guys throw balls on this team for these guys. And that could be a good thing. Makes you unpredictable.
All right. Any other game in D4 that you want to talk about?
There was a forfeit, wasn't there?
Yeah. Les Bouchers against Wizards.
That's pooey.
It is indeed.
That's it.
D5. Phoenix Cyclones. I think we
What a game.
yeah, we thought these were like 2 good teams in D5. I think we all picked Cyclones.
We did.
Kevin throwing 4, both quarterbacks throwing 4 picks in this game, and both putting up over 30 points.
Crazy to see that the quarterback threw an extra touchdown ended up losing the game.
Well, Vince Blondin coming up big, getting 3 interceptions and a pick 6.
He's a good,
good D5 player.
yeah, that's not what I was going to say, but yes, good guy on defense.
When you got a D1 player with a couple of championships on your D5 team, it helps you, right?
Yes, not only can Vince make tackles, he can get picks too.
Yeah. And get some catches, 6 for 51 and a touchdown.
Yep. I saw Kevin just like shot put a ball on this game. He was like, okay, I'm just going to get it to Vince. It was so funny. Got the ball to Vince. Good things happen.
Yeah. I don't have much to say.
Bruh, is that Lazar again? Yeah. So do I know my stuff or do I know my stuff? 6 catches, 104 yards, 2 TDs. I didn't even know he
He's
played
a
in
new
this game.
player in this league and stacking it up on 3 different teams.
I legit didn't know he played in this one. So is he like a sub and he's actually not playing on any of the 3 teams? Or?
I know he's for sure on one of these teams.
Which is
Either Cyclones or
Manitoba Boys?
Black Diamonds.
He's not on Manitoba Boys?
Maybe he's a sub on Manitoba Boys. I'm pretty sure he's on a D4 or D5 team. He's on Cyclones.
Like on?
Yeah, he's on the Cyclones roster. Who's the second? Black Diamonds the other one?
Yeah, Black Diamonds.
Let's see if he's on Black Diamonds.
And then
He is not on Black Diamonds. He was subbing on Black Diamonds.
Manitoba Boys. So okay, with Cyclones. So he's on a D5 team.
Yes. And he's on Manitoba.
Okay, it makes sense. But yeah, I could tell because he and Leon seem to have a good connection.
I mean, when you have a 6'5" guy
Yeah.
on the offense, you have a good connection with him, right?
Very true. Very true.
Surprising to see John McCullough put up 7 points against Mimosa Crew.
Mimosa Crew. Dolphins jerseys. Good stuff, Mimosa Crew. 12-7, low scoring game. Not the sexiest of games, but you always say ugly win is better than a pretty loss.
Yeah, Mom always said that, eh?
Mama always told me that. Big win, Mimosa Crew. This is not. How many wins do they have on the season at Mimosa Crew?
3.
3-1. That's
I'm
like
surprised.
considering.
Are you surprised?
Yes, I am. Considering they struggled last year.
13 points per game and to be 3-1.
Yeah, seriously. Putting up 14 against hard target, putting up 26 against Los Politos, and then 12 this week. Good stuff. 3-1. I like that. Only loss was the Cyclones by a lot. Cyclones are a good team, though. But yeah, Curran in this one, 10 completions, 99 yards, a TD. Rushing for 34 yards and a TD as well, though. Chad Walcott, interception in this one. And
Eric Ross got an interception.
nice. A win's a win, like they say. Almost took 3-1. Drama Club, thoughts on them?
I was about to say, where did Drama Club go from here? They were like the favorites after week 1, right? Like destroying Phoenix, coming in with that roster has a plethora of D2 players.
Big word for you, plethora. I like that.
Did I pronounce it right?
Yeah, fairly. I'm a tad bit worried.
Right now, we're 6th place. They're still in the playoff spot at 2-2. What worries you about them?
Their struggles on the offensive side of the ball.
Because they only gave up 12 points, and that should be enough points that you're giving up to win the game, right?
Right, so, I mean, like, look, there was a game they put up 40 points, okay? So, like...
But then they got 2 games where they only scored single digits.
Which I guess you could say inconsistency. Did Simon quarterback
I'm pretty sure
all 4 games?
them all besides one.
Yeah, because I remember him missing a game. I think Simon did miss a game at the quarterback position. I trust him as a QB. Not worried about him. I don't know if it's the play calling. I don't know if it's not being on the same page as other guys. But I know Simon knows quite a few of these players.
Who do you think calls the plays?
Simon.
But you trust him, but you don't trust the play calling?
No, I trust him as... That's a good point. I trust him at, like, making the right reads, throwing the ball. I guess maybe it's just the connection he has with his receivers. But I think, like, look, he knows Nico. He knows Ben.
He knows all these guys. He knows Quentin.
Right, exactly.
Like, he's played Roxanne. He's played with a lot of these people.
Mm-hmm. Look, they're 2-2. It's not the end of the world. But I'm curious to see how they'll bounce back this week.
Up next, your favorite division.
Doing it again.
Yeah, we're on the roll.
Okay.
Let's try not to make any record.
Please.
Pretty funny pick Matt's here put on the
That's a good one.
for the Brossard article. So
Check it out. Funny pick.
which D1 game do you want to talk about? We'll talk about one D1 game, one D2 game.
Let's talk about Pardon My Swag.
Which
and
one? They played
Outlaws.
2 games.
And Outlaws. I wasn't there to see it.
And that's why Outlaws lost?
I didn't say that.
Yeah, you actually did.
Well, not out loud. But Pardon My Swag win this game 45-26 against the Outlaws.
Brad Evans balling out. When you score more touchdowns
balling
than you
out.
throw in completions, it's a good day. It's a really good day.
Is it ever? And starting off the gate with a 45 bomb to Craig Browning.
Wasting no time.
And for a guy that usually goes short, I don't know if it was a deep ball or not.
You saw no willpower in that backfield.
Maybe he chucked it deep, but no, like Brad Evans having like literally a perfect game. And we spoke to Dad after the game, and he was like, "Pardon my swag, just has too much speed. Right? They have a lot of speed.
It wasn't a good matchup.
No, it was not a good matchup.
Shout out to Justin Blackburn for getting 4 sacks.
Yeah, in the loss, isn't that weird?
Yeah. Michael Kazaka with 2 picks, including a pick 6. Craig Browning over 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Alexandre Lille, 3 TDs. Yeah. It's part of my swag team could feel good about themselves kind of going back-to-back wins, eh?
They got some swag. They are the favorites now, question mark?
Let me take a look at some stuff. Well, the Villains are 2-0 and haven't lost and beat part of my swag.
True.
Yeah, so I guess not.
I'd say with the experience, I would take still part of my swag.
I guess. But they lost to a team that's undefeated.
True. And based on my rule in the power rankings, the Villains are number 1.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, they're number 1.
D2?
D2.
Oh, a lot of games to choose from here.
Oof.
Maybe we could cover 2?
Sure. Let's go. Yeah, let's go there first. 28-3. Let's not talk too much about this. They won 44-32. Great job. All right, next.
Miles played really well in this one. No interceptions for a first-time QB. I think it's like a second full game throwing.
Looking like Big Ben out there.
22-37, 258, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Like, that's a good game for like a rookie quarterback, right?
It is.
Obviously, you have John and his experience on the other side. 7 touchdowns, over 280 yards. Good ball distribution by both quarterbacks, getting their playmakers involved. I guess we don't know what the difference was in this game because we didn't really watch it. Besides John throwing for more touchdowns than Miles.
And more yards?
Yeah, slightly more yards. A lot more touchdowns. That's your recap.
20. Okay, so we're going to do the second one.
Let's go with the alternates and rusty trombones.
Okay.
Fairly close game compared to the other blowouts that happened in D2. 41-24. The alternates, the free agent team, quarterback by Rob White, had a fairly decent game. 176 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. But Jerry had a much better game. 230 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 1 pick only. Yeah, what do you got to say about this one?
Right off the bat, looking at this stat sheet.
There goes the mic.
Tudor, 4 TDs. When you have a receiver with 4 TDs, you're not going to lose that game.
It happens.
Yeah. And it also happens that
It's happened to me personally.
where your team has lost and
I scored 5 touchdowns.
you scored 5 touchdowns. No, I'm talking about as a receiver.
Yeah, as a receiver.
You've caught 5 touchdowns in one game.
And we lost.
Was this in like real life? Or
Yeah, I'll show you after.
was this like Pee Wee? Like you were playing
I was in
against
D2 against Iron Wolves.
Iron Wolves?
Yeah, before you existed in
Yeah,
NFL.
okay, that makes sense.
I mean, Iron Wolves still won. It makes sense. Iron Wolves won the game.
No, but I wouldn't let you get 5 TDs, trust.
Yeah, so we're like hijacking the Brossard segment right now.
Yeah, seriously. No, but this is good. This will be like good stuff. Versus Trombones. They went 2-0, right? They played free agent 2.
Yes. So now looking at this,
Not so rusty after all.
looking at these standings now, who would you say are the favorites?
I still go KLB. And like we said this before the season started.
Yeah. Well, Trombones being close second. Maybe 28-3 are undefeated also, only playing 2 games. Yeah. We'll talk about it again next week.
Yep. Hopefully for not as long as this.
Let's make our picks now.
Okay, I was gonna propose something to you.
No. Kidding.
You don't want you don't want $1 million?
Go ahead.
Okay, no, you said no. I forget what I was gonna say. Picks. Should we be allowed to change our picks or no?
Yeah, because like right now we're recording this on Monday. Like a lot goes down during the week, you know?
Okay.
Kevin always changes picks Friday night before bed.
Okay, you convinced me.
I mean, we're making our picks as of the information we have now. We're still like previewing the games, but like we could change our picks till Friday night.
Yeah.
Or till Saturday morning if you're John right before after game
No,
started.
we said Friday 11:59 and 59 seconds.
Well, you know John changed them on. He didn't change them. He actually didn't make them.
So how do we know he wasn't lying?
Well, he made them like after the 9:30 games. So he
After knowing who won the 9:30
he didn't pick the
games.
9:30 games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He left them blank.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. That's respect.
Centurions, Outlaws.
This is picks.
Yes.
You cannot pick this game.
Correct.
Wow, this is a good one. I'm gonna be watching this game. I don't have a game at 9:30.
You might be reffing or scorekeeping.
At this game, you mean?
Probably not, but
Well, give me Outlaws 37-33.
really.
Yeah,
So Centurions aren't number 1 in your power rankings.
don't start, Terry. Give me Outlaws 37-33. I think Outlaws will be down and they'll score in the last drive and seal it.
Les Gros Coq, Bitter Boys. I'm going with Les Gros Coq by
Same.
a lot.
By 12.
A-Team, Holy Trollers. Last week I said I had a really hard time picking A-Team and Gros Coq, and I think you saw I was really back and forth, and it's the type of game that like showed. My closing argument was that I could not pick A-Team since they just like pretty much beat the Outlaws. And now it's even harder, I feel, because the Trollers just put up 49 points. They're going to be hungry for that win. Not say it's must win for them, but it's a very, very important game for them. I think I'm going to ride with A-Team until they lose.
I like it.
Might change, but for now.
I like it.
In a very close game, once again.
Okay.
D2, Marvel's Outlaws.
Oh, man.
It's a big game for both teams, right?
Yeah, it is. I think Steve will throw in this game. So I think we'll see a battle of two D1 quarterbacks. I think it'll be very high scoring. I could already predict myself doing a bold prediction on this game. But before we do that, I am going to pick Outlaws.
I'm also going with Outlaws in this one. Unless Steve doesn't throw, then I'll go with Marvels. And I'll try to find that out before the weekend.
Same.
10 down by 50.
Overnight CDs. I'm going to say by 32.
I say 32 is a nice over-under number.
It's like the Alabama playing against like Wichita State, eh?
No, playing against pretty much any team that's on that's not like Georgia.
Or Notre Dame.
No, probably with Red Zone Arnolds.
I can't pick it.
I'm gonna go with Arnolds because John's saving that D3 arm for D2. D3 we got Jagerbomb Les Panaches. We're going with Jagerbomb.
Jagerbomb 32-20.
Thunder Buddies Raw Sauce. Rematch of that D4 finals.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to watch that before to get me hyped up. With a different quarterback playing in this game, though.
Yeah. You also want the Jagerbomb, you said, right?
Yeah, Jagerbomb.
Okay, so we can't pick Thunder Buddies Raw Sauce, but I expect it to be a close game, especially if the Vig's back.
Mm-hmm.
Old school, average Joes. I'm going with the Joes.
Give me the Joes in overtime.
Chiefs, Idaho.
Idaho bounce back.
Same. Bin, Manitoba Boys. Two up and rising teams that you think said didn't get enough love.
Wow.
Gotta go Manitoba Boys.
It's like it was done on purpose. I'm going Manitoba Boys as well.
Leon's still waking up on Christmas Day.
Yep. Opening the presents.
Super Friends, Phoenix.
So this is the Phoenix team that just lost.
So they're probably going to win now.
Super Friends.
I'm going Phoenix.
Okay.
Goats, Black Diamond.
Give me Black Diamonds.
Same. Sour Peeps, Wizards. I think it's two winless teams.
I believe it is. When we pick a game that goes to a forfeit, we still count that?
Yes.
Yeah, I
like
think
if
it's
you,
fair.
Yeah, of course. Like
Even if, what if we pick the team that forfeited?
you get the L.
Yeah, okay, fair.
Same thing if they got forfeit because they broke the cap or they didn't show up or anything like that.
Fair. Wizards.
I agree.
Wizards 13-12.
Airborne, the weakest link. I'm going with Airborne. Make that 4 in a row.
Yeah.
Fresh off the bye.
I don't know why, but I'm going to go with the weakest link.
All right. Mustard Tigers, Les Bouchers. Going with Mustard.
Same.
Sooners 45 for the Boy and Flamingos. I think I'm going with Flamingos. I think they got their shit together. Defeating Phoenix in the way they did was huge. And I think Sooners 45 got to start scoring some more points before I could pick them. What's that supposed to be?
OU.
So you're going for Sooners?
Yep.
Based on what?
I think their offense picks it up this game.
Okay. Cannel Club, Serial Killers.
Give me the club. Kennel Club.
Same. I wouldn't be surprised if Serial Killers split off. It's going to be a very close game.
Yeah, me neither.
Los Politos, Drama Club.
Ay. Give me Drama Club.
Same, but they've been disappointing. So
That's
if you guys lose this one, and I'm not picking for you for the rest of the season probably. Les Remplaçants, Phoenix.
Phoenix.
I think Les Remplaçants haven't lost a game yet, or maybe just no. They're 3-0.
3-0 against 3-1.
I'm gonna go with Phoenix as well
Really?
for now.
Okay.
Improbable Night Triangles. Night Triangles who are fresh off a 55-point win.
Yes. Give me triangles.
I'm also going with Night Triangles in this one. Cyclones, Titans. Cyclones.
Cyclones.
Buck, Hard Target. Hard Target.
Hard target.
Mimosa Crew, Heisenbergs.
Yeah. Sorry, Mimosa Crew. I'm going Heisenberg.
I'm going Mimosa Crew.
Yeah?
How are you betting against your Dolphin jerseys?
You know what? I always say this answer, and I'm going to repeat it, giving them extra motivation.
Okay. All right, so that's it. I think. Oh no, the bold predictions.
Yeah, of course. Come on, my guy. You go first.
Okay, give me some time.
Okay.
Pick a division for me to go.
4. Pick one for me.
1.
Oh, I put up a 5 thinking you were going to say 5.
I did not say 5. You can actually 5's good.
No, you said 1. Can't change it. What did I say for you? 4?
Yeah.
Division 1.
I say Airborne continue the winning streak and continue the connection from Dad Maynard to Son Maynard.
Say it properly. It's Baby Maynard.
He's not a baby.
I know.
He's taller than you.
He is, eh?
Getting another 3 touchdowns this
Come
week.
on.
Yeah,
Bro, let's go. And Airborne wins.
of course.
In the Holy Trollers A-team game, there will be a receiver from each team going for 130 plus yards.
Holy troll. You want to name those receivers?
No.
Okay.
If I had to guess, I would say Phil and Andrew.
Okay.
That bold?
Andrew barely plays offense, so I guess Phil over 130. I feel that's over under, so it's not that bold.
That's what I didn't want to say. That's what I'll say.
You could say 2 receivers for Trollers going over 130.
No. I trust my defense more than that.
And Phil had 83 in the last
There you go.
game. Okay.
Yeah, 130.
We'll say you were soft on this one. It was a soft bold prediction.
Hey, look, I gotta start getting them right.
We'll give another one for D5.
D5. Okay. Can you see the matchups?
Matchups on the screen.
Thanks. Okay. Remplaçant. Phoenix. God, it's so hard not to do one on Kevin. Night triangles. Okay, you said Improbable are undefeated. Or Remplaçant are undefeated,
Yeah,
sorry.
Remplaçant.
Okay, I'm gonna go Improbable Night Triangle. In this game for Night Triangles, we will see them win.
Okay, that's not that bold.
Like I predicted. They will get a passing touchdown,
I hope if they win the game,
a
they'll have
rushing
passing
touchdown, a pick 6, and a pick 1 and a pick 2.
Okay, so basically they'll get a pick 1 and a pick 2.
No, separately.
That's what I'm saying, because like they pretty much do all the rest every game
Yeah.
already.
Yes. Well, pick 6 is not.
Are you like under the weather or something? Like your bold predictions aren't that bold this
Bro, an offensive touchdown.
Well, they're obviously enough touchdowns to win the game, so that doesn't even count. Like,
No,
doesn't
okay,
put
no,
a
but a
segment.
rushing touchdown,
They've gotten a bunch already.
a pick 6,
They've gotten a bunch of those already.
a pick 1,
They average like 2 pick 6 a game almost.
and a pick 2,
So that's what I'm saying. Your bold predictions basically Night Triangle will have a pick 1 and a pick 2.
which is pretty bold. I mean, compared to your
Not
bold
as
predictions,
bold as your
it's-
bold predictions usually are. Like usually a lot more bold than that. Like, we could stop doing this segment if you want.
No, fair. I thought that like someone who is usually as not bold as you would consider that bold though, because usually you're like very not bold.
No. Anyway, let's go buy our Alouette tickets before we forget.
Yes, I forgot.
I didn't have a tab open. What ready to buy them?
Smart man. So you'll be there this weekend.
Yeah, I'll be at the field. I don't know which field yet because I'll be training referees, but I'll be at the field.
Hopefully, LeBaron.
Thanks for watching.
Yes.
And I'll see you guys on Saturday.
Yes, Terry, we'll see you guys. No, that's great. I like that. Terry, we'll see you guys Saturday. Midway through the season, right? Important games coming up.
Yep.
See you guys Saturday.